back to pottery class. We have a special project for you today, and I have a special helper with me today. Again, I'm Lisa Ingram, and this is my daughter. Do you want to share your name?
Yes.
Okay, what's your name?
My name is Annabelle.
And today, what are we making?
Mugs.
Yes. So I brought a couple of examples. This is an example of a mug that I made probably about a year ago. And so today we're going to make the body, we're going to make a bottom, and attach a handle. And this is a mug that
I made.
Yeah, my special helper made. And right now it's holding some tools for the pottery studio. But what did you decorate on here?
I decorated and painted over the lines Mommy drew with the pencil.
And so what animal did you put on here?
A puppy dog.
Yeah, so there's lots of different things that you can do when you make a mug. And so today we're going to get started, and your mug you can think of as your canvas. So we're making our canvas, and then you have some glazes that you can decorate with, and you'll even have a carving tool. But today in this video we are making the mug, and we'll get to the decorations later. So this is the goal. This is my little example piece, but yours is gonna look different. So everybody has a rectangle in your box. If you got the adult box, you got one larger rectangle, and if you got the kid box, you got two of the smaller rectangles. So we're gonna start with smoothing it out, okay? So before we get started, I have to tell you your tools. I almost always forget this. You want a bucket of water. You want a nice surface to work on, like cardboard that your clay won't stick to. I sent slip. This is going to be your glue for your seams. So you want a paintbrush to use with that. And Annabelle, show them your tools.
My tool?
Yeah, so Annabelle's got her toothpick and her plastic fork. If you got the tool kit, you'll definitely want your needle tool. And then I grabbed a sponge just for safekeeping. If you bought a stamp, we'll use that towards the end. Or if you have one from a past project, you can use that too. So, does that sound good?
Yes.
I think that's it. Okay, so here we go. Our first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna smooth out our clay. So you can use one finger, and really gently, you're gonna rub this canvas out. So, yep, just nice and gentle, Annabelle. And if you have a little tool like this, or a gift card or something like that, you can also use that to smooth it down. And you just don't want to change the shape of your rectangle. If your shape is changing, it just means you're pushing too hard, and you need to use a lighter touch on your clay. So we're taking out this texture so it can be nice and smooth, and then we'll do our own decorations with our glazes or our carving tool later on. Yeah, good, Annabelle. Yeah, you can do the whole thing with your finger. If it feels stiff, you can do my little trick where you use one little finger's worth of water, but you don't want to make it sticky, because in a second we're going to flip it over and do the other side. It doesn't have to be perfect, especially along these edges. These edges are going to fold together and overlap, so you don't have to get those looking gray. All right, a little bit of a gentler touch for you, Annabelle, and then when you're ready, we'll flip it over, but you don't have to rush. I'm gonna use my little card over there. The credit cards, they do, and the gift cards, they do work as really good little smoothers. And then along the edges, if you have rough edges, you can run your fingers along those, along the long ones. Annabelle, when you're ready to flip it, let me know and I'll help you. So this is gonna be our last social distance project for now. Are you ready to flip it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You want me to do it, or are you gonna do it?
Why is it so hard to smooth?
You're doing a great job. It doesn't have to look like mine. Ready?
And why is this smoother does such a bad job smoothing.
You don't like that? Well, then you just enjoy it with your finger. Do a nice and light touch, okay? Light touch. So this is going to be our last project for social distance pottery, so that I can get back into doing some teaching and getting ready for this baby that's going to come this summer. Yeah, if you get little rough spots on your edges, that's okay. We'll smooth them out later. So you just really gently smooth all that.
No, that guy does a bad job, very bad.
Oh, okay, I won't touch it. You can do it all by yourself.
Yeah.
But I thought this would be a really fun last project for us because everybody can use a cup. So the adult kits. What's your question?
I don't like that.
Okay, we'll move him. All good? Okay. So the adult kits you can do is the same time as the kid kits, and I thought that would be really fun if you get to do this with a special little one in your life, or if you just like little mugs. I thought it'd be cute to have matching more teacup size mugs. So these will end up being about 3 inches tall, and these ones are going to be like 4, a little over 4. Yeah. So okay, how's it going, Annabelle?
All done.
All done? Okay. So this is a fun part. It's all a fun part, but I like this part. We're gonna squash the edges. So we're gonna squash these short sides, but not the long sides.
Squash, 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 squash.
She knows what to do. Yep, so you've probably done this before. You just wanna squash it in like a 1/2 of an inch in from top to bottom, and just don't squash the long sides. It's really frustrating if you squash the wrong sides. So just squash these 2 short sides. That's perfect. I love it. And now you can do that side. Just not, you don't want to do the long side because that's what you drink from.
Squash, 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 squash. Squash, 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 squash.
Good.
Now it looks like a rug.
It does look like a rug. Cool. Okay. So now this part, pay attention because it can be a little bit tricky. We're going to score because what's going to happen is these are going to come around and attach like this. So what we're going to do is you're going to use your plastic fork or I think plastic fork or toothpick is fine. So if you're using your toothpick, one side you're going to score the top, and then on the other side you'll score the bottom or the back. So we're not cutting all the way through the clay. We're just really gently scratching the surface of the clay. So this is the scoring part. And this is what helps our clay to attach to itself without breaking or pulling back apart. This helps all those clay particles interlock. And so on this side, you want to do it on the back rather than the front. So smooth that out. We're going to sort of just roll it up, and we're going to score on the back here. You don't want to fold it over. This is a really gentle part. So Annabelle, I'll be happy to help you with this part. So if you fold it over, yeah, there you go. It'll crack, but if you keep a good curve in it, it won't. Good scoring. That's good. That's perfect. Okay. So I'll hold mine up to the camera so that you can see. That's what we are going for. I'm going to do a little bit more on the back. I have my little quick scory tool right here.
Just like that looks like a scratch a little.
Yeah, it's a really good little scoring tool. And then I'm going to get my paintbrush, and I'm going to dab this slip on either side. You don't have to do both sides. Just pick one. That's great. Okay, now Annabelle, watch. Ready to watch?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we're going to stand it up, and we're going to slowly turn it around. So let me help you. We're going to go the other way. Are you going to go that way? That's okay. And so we're going to line it up. So Annabelle, just wait a second. Let's line it up first before we squeeze. So we want to have a good overlap. So you want to overlap just a little bit less than what you have here. You want to overlap where you scored. okay? And you want to make sure it's straight so the tops are lining up. And again, you want to keep this nice and round. You don't want to have any harsh angles.
What does harsh mean?
Harsh, like really tight angles to where it looks like the clay is folded instead of curved. And then once you have it lined up like you do here, then you can kind of shape it back into a nice round circle. And then you can put one hand on the inside, one hand on the outside, and give it some nice and gentle pressure from top to bottom. The seam doesn't have to disappear, so this will be your seam. You can see on my finished one here, I did some decoration on the seam. So it kind of has like that, this is going to be part of the design. But we do want to give it some good gentle pressure here. We don't want to squeeze so hard that we're making a thin spot, but we're going to have some good pressure so that this goes together. Looking good. How are you feeling?
Good.
You like it so far?
Yours is big.
Yeah, I was just thinking, so I have like a mommy cup and you have a baby cup. What do you want to put in your cup?
My mouth.
Your milk, yeah. Annabelle loves her milk. At nighttime, I like to do those 1 minute brownies in a mug in the microwave and put ice cream on top. So that's probably what I'll do with mine. Okay, so now I'm gonna clean off my paintbrush a little bit. Here you go. Can you take that? I'm gonna clean up this seam a little bit. So I'm gonna get the slip off of here, and then I'm just gonna smooth it out. So if any slip squeezed out, I'll get that. And then I also really want to smooth it good on the inside, because the inside is where the food's going to get. So if you put brownie in it, you really want to have a nice and smooth inside. So I'm really gonna smooth that with my paintbrush. Good looking seam. It can still be visible, you just don't want to have little cracks and holes appearing in there. So I just take my time on the inside and really smooth it out good. You can probably fit your finger in for most of the way. Borrow your little towel. And then on the top, my top just got a little bit uneven here from where I squeezed it, so I'm gonna trim that down. How does your top look, Annabelle?
A little bit. It's pretty good.
Yeah, yours does look really even. So you may not have to do this, but if it does look a little bit off, you can use your toothpick and just take off what doesn't need to be there. And then I always like to just go around and smooth out my rim so that I have a nice
and even.
Yes, a nice rounded, even rim, because all these edges are obviously going to get very hard once they go in the kiln, and so we just want this to be nice and smooth. All right, so what's wrong with our cup?
It needs a booty.
It needs a bottom, right? Thank you, Annabelle. You're so smart. So let's get some clay for that. So in your clay box, you're gonna have some clay. This is probably the amount that you'll have for the kids' cups, because this is plenty for 2 cups. So I'm gonna cut it in half and split it between us. You wanna cut it? Sure. Okay. So you just wanna cut it along there, okay?
Okay.
Perfect.
2 equal pieces.
2 equal pieces. Okay, so now smooth out your bottom clay. And if you want to leave the texture on one side, that's fine. I'm going to leave the texture on the bottom. I like to have texture on the bottom. And we always sign our work, so this is a good time if you want to sign your work on whichever one's going to be the bottom, not the interior, but the exterior bottom. You can sign your name. But you can wait till we cut it out too. So So what we're gonna do after we...
I smoothed it.
That's good, I love it. Yeah, so what we're gonna do next is we're gonna pick up our cup, we're gonna gently set it on here, and we're gonna trace around it. So we're not gonna cut around it, we're gonna trace around it, and then take it back off. So don't cut too soon or you might accidentally cut your cup. Perfect. So when you set it on there, you want to shape it into as close to a circle as you can. So if you need to stand up and look inside, it's really easy right now because it's so soft, it's flexible for it to get out of shape. And even though these are handmade, we know it's not gonna look like a perfectly round cup from Walmart, and we like that, we still want it to look pretty round. Or you might want yours to look kind of square. You could square it up a little bit, but I'm going for round, so I've got it shaped up the way I want it. And now you'll take your little toothpick.
Or the scratchy tool.
And we're not gonna cut. We're just gonna make a small mark right around at the base of the cup. So we can cut when the mug is not on the clay. All right, so I'm gonna take that back off. If you need help, let me know, Annabelle. All right, and Annabelle, yours is just a little bit bigger than the cup, so I'm gonna make another little line so that you don't have too much clay, okay?
I tried the best I could.
You did an amazing job. Okay, can you take your cup back off? Good, okay. So now, Annabelle, you can watch, then I'll give you this tool or you can use the toothpick. But we are going to cut out that, I call it the clay cookie. That's gonna be our bottom clay. And then this is going to be scrap. You got it, girl?
I think I need a better tool.
There you go. If you're adult at home, if you are an adult, or if you have an adult at home, an X-Acto knife is good for this too, but you don't want to use it if you're not an adult, because it can hurt you. Is that going okay? That looks really good. I do like the toolkit for this project since there is cutting involved, and I wanted everyone to be able to cut their own base so that it fit, because everybody's is going to be a little bit to fit. If it's too big, you can always trim it down.
It's just right.
It's perfect. So our next step is we're going to score and slip again. So you want to be really careful about where you score and slip. So we're going to score the top outer edge of this. So watch and see where I score. Okay, can you watch and see? We're gonna start with, I'll use my little quick scoring tool. You can use your fork right there. We're not scoring across the whole clay cookie. We are just scoring about as wide as our clay cups. Clay is wide. We're just gonna go around the outer edge. And while I'm thinking about it, we talked—
Look, it has a line name.
You did it perfectly. So we talked about putting our name here. So can you go ahead and flip yours upside down and put your name on it? I have a tooth. Actually, the end of a paintbrush is really good for signing, or a chopstick. Do you want to sign with this?
Yeah.
Okay, don't cut through it. And you'll know I have this little stamp I like to use for mine. Then it looks, I can actually read it. Otherwise, I was having a hard time reading it. Perfect.
What does it say? I want to see.
It's my name.
That, I can't read that. It's
'Cause
just
it's—
scribble scrabble.
Yeah, it's in cursive, so it's hard to read. So, Annabelle, show them yours. Yeah. She did her initials. And so now, yep, that's going to be the bottom. So you scored the top, we scored the outer edge. Now, this is a good part to have an adult help you with.
Ew.
We're not gonna score right now. We're not gonna slip. We're gonna score the bottom of your cup. So not the top. This is your top rim that you smoothed. The bottom. So Annabelle, you'll get your little fork. And adults, this is a good time to check the seams on your kids' mug. I'm just smoothing out the seam just a little bit for Annabelle while she scores the bottom. And I like to have a friend help with this part. Just, it's hard to hold this up in the air. It's so fragile and score it at the same time. So this is just a good time to get help.
Now I'm done.
Okay, so while I score the bottom of mine, you put your slip on there, okay? I'm gonna set this right here. We'll just leave it right here. And you put your slip on there. I'm gonna give hers a little bit of extra scoring because I hate to have leaky cups. And I loved her scoring, but I'm a safety person. I'm just giving it a little bit of extra, and then I'm gonna do mine. And that's why I sent the slip this time, because the handles and the bottoms are so crucial, and they sometimes give me trouble. So yes, I love it. You can even do another layer. Do a little bit more slip. I call it chunky slip. Perfect. Now I gotta do my slip. So there's how I scored the bottom of the cup. I know, it's hard for them to see all these little details. And then I do chunky slip. So I'm gonna get my little clay cookie. And I just like dab it on there rather than paint it on there. I dab it. I call it the peanut butter. So that I've got enough. And then we're going to take our cup and put the scored side. You don't want to end up with the scored side up. You want to put the scored side on your clay cookie, on your base, and then line it up, because these, like I said, these aren't going to be completely round. So I had a little notch right here that I knew where exactly to line it up. And then, Annabelle, watch this part.
I can't get this extra off.
I'll get it off. I'll show you how to get it off. That's a really good question, because people that are doing the class are going to want to know if they have something sticking out, what to do. But you can do this part too, and then we'll cut it off, okay? So what we want to do is just give it like a little bit of downward pressure. And so when you pick it up, the bottom should stick. And so you can gently tap it. Yeah, gently. And I just gently give it a little bit of downward pressure to try to get these to start to attach. So Annabelle, she's got a question about if your bottom is too big. That's a much easier problem to fix than if it's too small. So here, let's turn it to where it's easier to cut, Annabelle. You want to turn the side. I'm going to show the video on the video. She's just got a little bit extra on one side, and that can happen if it's not fixed by scooting it around. Then you just come and you can trim that off with your toothpick or your needle tool or a plastic knife. And you want to be really careful not to cut your cup. Yeah, and then just peel that little piece off, and that's going to be a scrap. And if it won't come off with your fingers, you can use your toothpick. Yeah, we have a little scrap pile going on.
Oh,
Let me
scrap
add it to my scrap pile. Okay.
That one has lip on it.
Okay, that's good. All right, so now we have to make this base look a lot neater, right? Are you ready? Okay, so here we go. Just take your finger and let's start to smooth it. I know you might have a little bit of slip on there, and even mine, I can see like in some places my base is just a little bit too big. So
Tiny whiny cup.
if you have spots where you want to take a little bit of the base off, that's okay. I'm just gonna take little shavings off like this, just to help it match up a little bit better.
I'm gonna wash my hands, they're all muddy.
You want to stick them in my bucket? I have to stick my hands in the water bucket to clean them off. Every so often. I don't like to work with lots of clay on my hands. I feel like it gets on the piece, and then the piece doesn't look as nice and neat.
Oh, where's my towel something?
That one. You can grab that one off the floor too, if you don't mind. So I just ran my fingers around the bottom and smooth that all together. And I like not to have too much of a sharp curve or a sharp edge, so I like to blunt that with my finger as well. And I look for any cracks, because if you can see daylight through where this meets, it means that it's not going to hold any kind of liquid. And so Annabelle, you can keep working on that and just smooth it in. And really, your finger just does an amazing job. You can work if you have the little gift card or credit card. You can use that too. But I just find my finger is really good at this part. So you probably don't need that. And I used maybe 1 or 2 fingerprints worth of water, but not very much. Trim it a little off of there, honey.
I can't.
There, you just move it away.
Yeah.
Yours looks perfect. I don't think you have to trim it any more off. Looks really good. This is also another good.
Is this water bead water? Smells like it.
No, this water is clay water.
Well, it smells like water beads.
You can also use a sponge just to clean up the bottom if you've got a sponge around. But this.
Look, my name's still on there.
Yeah, your name's on there, so I'm gonna know whose it is when it comes out of the kiln. That is awesome. So we're gonna take a paintbrush to the inside. So do you see how on the inside it's a little bit rough? So everybody's gonna have a little bit of slip sticking out on the inside. Here's a good paintbrush for you. So I'm gonna clean the slip off the paintbrush, dry it a little bit on my towel, and then run it along the bottom. And this is another good way just to seal up the bottom of your cup. I dinged my top of my cup a little bit, and like I said, I really like to make sure that the top of my cup is nice and smooth, so you can pause the video at any point and smooth that rim. How's it looking?
Good.
That looks really good. Can you do a little bit more smoothing? Sometimes the scoring will come a little bit beyond where we want it, and this is a good time just to smooth up that scoring on the inside. And then we'll do a little stamping. Which stamp did you like, Annabelle?
I think I might use this very light flower stamp.
That's the one I want too. All right, can I do my demo with it? Because I think it's so cute. Okay, we have this little flower stamp. And so I'm gonna do stamps along the seam here. It really helps to make the seam look really fun, like this one. And rather than just smushing it in, that would dip my cup. What I'm gonna do is just put a finger right behind it, and then I get my little stamp. So it looks like that. And then you do it all the way down. Do you like that? I love this. Thank you for.
What color is your cup gonna be?
I have no idea. I'm gonna make it psychedelic, like rainbow. There you go. So remember, one finger on the inside. Do you want to do your finger on the inside? So it's called counter pressure, so that you don't change the shape of your mug, and just wiggle it in.
Wiggle, wiggle.
That's perfect. And then go all the way down.
Wiggle.
And so I found I have a little bit of a crack happening down here, so this is a good time to go back and smooth that out. Oh, you did it. So here's mine. Show them yours, Annabelle. Don't drop it. Oh, yay. Okay, so here we go. What are we missing?
A handle.
Okay. You think we should get out the handles now?
Or we could just sip it like this.
Right, so now it's a cup. We've gone really good. This is functional. We can use this, but I think we should do a handle. What do you think?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Put that in there. Over. Okay, so I made everybody handles. So they're gonna come out of the box. These two are a little bit stuck together. Yeah, they might be too big. So here's your handle. And
Too big.
we don't attach the handle to the seam because sometimes that can be a little too much pressure on your handle. And I packed them curved, like so. Annabelle's going for this. And so I try to keep them curved. If your handle feels at all stiff or like it has dried,
A little more.
you can do your one little fingerprint of water and try to rehydrate it or spritz it. So what Annabelle is doing,
Perfect.
you like that size? Okay, so keep it curved. Let's keep it curved for now. And what Annabelle has been doing, she's been trying on her handle. So you can go across from the seam, you can go to the side, whatever you
Well,
like.
that one's big too.
So my handle is way too big. I do my handles like question marks, not like inch forms. So I'm going to trim down this question mark. This question is way too big. Annabelle, what was that joke about the alien the other day?
Which one?
Like, hey Annabelle, how do you get an alien baby to go to sleep? Oh no, an astronaut baby. How do you get the astronaut baby to go to sleep?
You rock it.
You rock it! I don't know why that popped into my mind right now, but I wanted to share that with you.
And look, it's a question.
Hey Annabelle, what kind of songs do aliens sing?
Neptune.
Neptunes, that's right. Do you remember any more? All right, how's that look?
What do you come in space if you come across a frog and a star? What do you see? What do
Okay.
you get?
If you cross a frog and a star in space, what do you get? I don't know.
Star warts.
Oh, Star Wars. Oh, I forgot about that one. That's pretty good. All right, how's that handle look, guys?
Good.
Is that good? Okay, try yours on. Do it like a question mark. I'm gonna set my question mark down.
Awesome.
So we want this. Yeah, like this. Oh yeah, can you fit your fingers in there? Inside the handle? You can, like that. Okay, so watch. We're gonna demo on Annabelle's first. Gentle. Okay, we're not pressing it on yet. We're just gonna make a mark here where the handle attaches and here. And so this is where Annabelle knows she's gonna score with her little toothpick. She's gonna score the cup, like that. You can score that a little bit more for you, not for me, for you. And then she's going to score on her handle as well. Handle's a hard part, so I am gonna help Annabelle more with this part. Score here and here. Because the handles are just, they're hard. They're hard to do.
Ah!
Oh, did I bump you? I'm sorry. I apologize. Okay. So I'm gonna try mine on too. So I know I need to score down here and up here.
Why do you make the handles look so fun?
Fun?
Mm-hmm.
What kind of fun? What do you mean?
See this fun flower, flower, flower.
Yeah, we're gonna do a little stamp on the handle too. I think these mugs look really cute. Good. Okay, so now you need your slip, Annabelle, before you put it on.
Slip.
I always set my handles down on the side, and then that keeps the part that you hold looking really good. So I do my chunky slip. You ready to put yours on? You put a little slip on there too, extra. Okay.
Just so it sticks really good. Squash. Squash.
Okay, good. And so now it's not pressed on hard, so she can adjust it if it's a little bit crooked. I'm gonna adjust it because it was just a little bit crooked there. And then at the bottom, I'm gonna press the handle to the cup with my finger on the inside. I'm doing my counter pressure again, and she did a good job of that on the top. It looks nice and straight on the side. And now you can take your paintbrush, just clean up that paintbrush a little bit, and then you can run it around the sides.
Clean
So
it up in the water.
I'm gonna score just
Clean it.
a little bit on my handle here. These are extruded handles. I made these in the extruder. So if you've ever done Play-Doh or pasta, you know what I'm talking about. So it's really good at making nice and uniform looking handles. And I just lay it on lightly and make sure it's lined up straight. There's so many times I've gotten crooked handles. And now I'm going to do my counter pressure. So I'm going to reach all the way to the bottom. Again, if you're a kid, this is a good part to have an adult to help with. And then I'm going to press here at the top. And it's so easy to put a handle on that's too big. So be careful not to do a handle that's too big. Mine is borderline too big. Okay, but I like it. It's okay. Where's our cute little flower? Boop. Okay, so watch. I still have to clean up my slip, but I'm gonna come down here.
I cleaned up my soap with a towel and the paintbrush.
And I'm gonna do my little flower print here. You gonna do a flower stamp right there?
Yeah. Push.
Are you doing it under there
right here
too?
too.
Okay.
Push.
That looks so good. Did we do it?
Yes.
Are we done?
What about painting?
What about painting? That's a good question. So this part of the project, you can still do your refining if you have any sharp edges along the rim or along the handle. Like if you got some little nicks on your handle, you can get your one little finger's worth of water and rub that out. If your handle doesn't want to stay on, you can always turn it upside down and let it rest upside down. It can hang off the edge of a table if the handle is taller than the side. But make sure that you did sign the bottom. And then we will do a glazing video and give you some ideas for carving if you want to do carving on your mug. But it's got to dry for a few hours. So it either needs to dry around 4 hours out of the direction of any direct fans or airflow, or you can cover it up with like a Walmart or Kroger plastic bag after it dries a little bit and wait overnight. So then you can come back and do video 2. And what's your favorite part, making or doing the glazing?
I like painting.
Yeah, she loves that part. So be really careful with these handles because they are so fragile. Don't pick it up by the handle, and I'll see you for glazing. Bye.
Bye-bye.
See you later.